So it seems like BLM, Black Lives Matter, is no longer asking for fairness and changing the court system. They're now also asking for power. Power, power, power. And that is because they don't really understand history. They've not really looked into how power functions. To them, power is still something as ancient as the American Civil War, when technology was less and when politics was less complicated as today. And what they fail to understand is you don't give people power. I don't really care whether they were slaves before. You don't give them power, right? You give them freedom and they get power for themselves. If there's no chains on your hands, then people should not be giving you power. If there are chains on your hands, they should free you and give you a fair playing field to get your own power. Okay? Because anybody that is given power, anybody that is given power without the responsibility of learning how to function under such power, most likely, not all the time, but most likely would become a tyrant. So when I hear BLM people talking about power, and this is another thing that they say that kind of makes me laugh. They always like to say this, they always like to have this idea that, white people didn't work hard for their position. Their position was given to them because of what? Their birth, because of their skin color. So that blew my mind because they know that black people got, right, pushed into slavery, quote unquote, by whites. Okay, so if white people did not have guns, if they didn't have technology, if they didn't have all these things, and how would they have done that in the first place? But all of a sudden, because the narrative now is that you want your ego stroked and you want to validate your mentality that you don't need to work hard for something, all of a sudden, white people did all this to black people without any power. That makes no sense. If for you to be able to conquer, you have to have technology, you have to have big guns, and you have to have diplomacy, and you have to have a lot of money and power. Okay, the blacks did not civilize Europeans, and that's one of the argument they like to say. They contradict themselves when it suits them. Okay, you don't give people power. People have to earn it. You want to know why white people are powerful these days? It's not because of slavery. I mean, that happened a while ago, so I would appreciate if you could get used to it. One of the reasons why Africans are outperforming black Americans is because we are not so tied down with the idea of slavery. That, and we also come from a very, very hostile place that you have to be hardworking to survive. I'm from Nigeria, right? So understanding that, you have to understand something. This is why white people and Asians are powerful today. Do you remember the sand underneath your feet? The shit you walk on when you go into the bus stop? The bus company that is probably owned and was designed by white people or Asians, right? The shit that you step on, all those kinds of stuff, that sand underneath your feet, that is called silicon dioxide. Where else is silicon dioxide found in? Oh, computers. No shit, right? I mean, all this time I thought that black people invented the computers. No, because many of them don't even know how computers are made. And this is why I keep telling black people, prepare yourself and try to improve. There's a lot of opportunities right now. Okay, if the white man and the Asians could look at the sand and extract silicon dioxide from it and make computers that we are all using today, surely you should be able to do the same thing. So instead of walking about and rioting and looting some shit and breaking stuff and burning stuff because you're angry, go back to your room, sit down, strategize, and think of how to compete and outcompete the white person, right? If the white person is your enemy, which is a stupid thing to think, right? Then you have to think in that direction. Don't think about being angry and breaking houses. You're just going to shoot yourself in the foot. You're breaking houses you can't build. That makes no sense whatsoever. Now, when I'm talking about black people, I need to be very specific. I'm not talking about the good level-headed people. I'm not talking about the high-value men, the men that are trying to put hard work into society to gain results. That's the category I fall under. I don't bitch about these situations. I look for the ways that I can exploit a very peaceful time like this. Because this is a peaceful time. This is a very peaceful time. Okay, we don't know when the next war is going to happen. Right? So prepare yourself and make sure that you, as well as your family, are in a position of power that you created yourself. It's not relying on people to give you power, because the very people that give you power can take that power away. Right? Keep that in the back of your head. The white man's not the enemy. The enemy is yourself. Remember that song by Bob Marley, remove yourself from mental slavery, no better ourselves can free our mind, right? It's exactly the truth. The problem with the black community today is that they're still mentally slaves. This is the brutal truth, but sometimes you gotta say the brutal truth when the truth is so obvious, but yet so misinterpreted by everybody. Okay, that's Polyboy, and I will see you guys later.